Hello and welcome to Cloud Perceptor. Today I will be explaining you about role-based access control and attribute-based access control. So these are the access control mechanisms that are available in AWS. These are some of the best practices that you should implement. So this is role-based access control where you create groups, okay, which will be containers which will serve as a container for the users. And those groups, right, will have a role assigned to them. So that, let's say if there are multiple users as per the department, so you can group those users, assign rules to those groups so that that particular user will only be able to get access for the things that he has assigned. So let's say there is a billing department, right? So that particular user in that billing department should be able to access only the billing things, okay? Billing views, probably, UI. He should not be able to start or stop EC2 instance because he doesn't require that. So these are some of the AWS managed policies that you can use, okay? So if you are a beginner and if you are not knowing how to write a particular policy, then you can reuse this. Okay, so these are some of the policies that you can use for your scenario particularly. So let's say if I have a billing user, right, a billing department, and I just want to give AWS billing read-only access, then I can do that using uh, the AWS managed policy. So that can be really quick, and this allows a least privilege. Okay, so let's do a hands-on. Let me create a new user. Okay, let me first log in into my dev account. Okay, I'm logged into my dev account now. As you can see, we have a dev account. Let me create a user called Jack. Okay, and we want to provide him AWS Management Console access. Let me give you console disable that. We'll be attaching a policy of billing, but not to the user probably. What we are gonna do is we are gonna create a billing group. Okay. So if you allocate that policy directly to the user, that is not preferable. Okay. Let's create a user group. We call it as a billing. Okay. And we will add this user over there. We'll attach a policy to this group as billing. Okay. So I want to give read-only access. Okay. Create a group and we are done. Okay. So now let's log in with that user and see. So let me open a private window over here and try to log in. Yes, for now I'm logged in with user Jack. Let me change the the region to Asia Pacific. Okay, now first of all, let me see if I can access the billing dashboard. Yep, as far as I see, I can access the billing dashboard fine. Okay, I can see all the options available. It's a read-only access, so yeah, I am able to access these. All right, let me go back to the EC2 and try to see if I am able to launch an instance or not. As you can see, we are getting a lot of API errors. Okay, okay, still let me try to launch an instance. The API errors we are getting because we have only this particular user is in a group of billing, okay? And that particular group is having only billing read-only access policy attached to that. As you can see, the EMI is not valid. Okay, we are getting a lot of errors like this. You won't be able to launch this instance. You are not able to view any of the details. So that means this thing has worked. Okay, so we are good now. Okay, let's now look at the attribute-based access control. So in attribute-based access control, what we do is we define a particular policy. Okay, there is a policy which checks for tags. Okay, so let's say if you have a database, okay, database, and you want that's a production database, okay, and you want only users who are having tag value as DB administrators to be able to restart that database or able to take a snap of that database. Okay. No other users from the development or QA environment should be able to access those. So, like only DB administrators should be able to access. So you can define a tag value and get this done. So this is kind of an attribute-based access control where attributes are defined, okay, defined in users probably, okay. So those tags, okay, those tag value that you define for that users, okay, those get checked in particular resources like EC2 or database, okay. So those tags can be environmental attributes, resource attributes, or user attributes like position, clearance name, level, etc. Okay, name or etc. So let's do a hands-on for this. Okay, so for this same user, right, I'm going to add a new tag. I'll call it as a department and DB admins, and I'll save it. Okay, so this is done. Now, what we are gonna do is we are gonna create a new group called DB admins. Okay, and we will add Jack over here. Okay, and the policy that we are going to assign is RDS read only access and create group. Okay, so we have everything in place now. DB admins, we have a user called Jack. One more thing, let's remove this user Jack from the billing group just to avoid any confusion. So I will add, I'll remove this user from here. Okay, so he's a part of only one DB admins group. Okay, and of course he's having a tag as a department DB admins. Okay, now I will launch a RDS DB instance. We'll create a database over here. Okay, I'll select Postgres database. Okay, I'll select free tier. You don't need to do anything else. Okay, okay. You can keep it as it is, everything as a default. Password I'll keep. Okay, and yeah, I'll keep. Okay, maybe it is not requiring. Let me put an auto-generated password. I think that will be good. Okay, so yeah, we'll be using this T3 micro. Okay, we see if any other previous generation classes are available. No. Okay, we can let me allocate around 50 gigabytes. I don't want to, since I'm going to delete this later. Yeah, things look good. No, we can leave the default options as it is, and we can cut the tag. Okay, let's create it. Okay, so our database is getting created. Let me add a tag over here. I'll call it as an environment and a value of production. Okay, so we could with that. One more thing we need to do is we need to attach a policy with the database probably. I'll simply add that JSON over here and I'll explain you what exactly it is. So this is a JSON document for the policy that we are going to tie up with our DB instance. So it is allowing describe DB instances, clusters, and global clusters for all the resources. It is also going to allow reboot DB instance, start DB instance, stop DB instance. for all the resources, but there is a condition over here that the principal tag, okay, should be DB admins for department, and the RDS DB tag should be environment, and it should have a value of production. Okay, so let's create this policy. Okay, so as you can see now, our database is available. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just log in with our user probably and try to see if we are able to access it. Okay, so currently that the group in which the user is, right? So let's confirm the group. Okay, it's a DB admin group, and the permission is Amazon read only access. Okay, so this should allow users to uh, access RDS in a read only mode. Let's take a look at that. 1 second. So I will be logging in as a Jack user. Okay. So I'm logged in as a Jack user, and in the Central Canada location where uh, the database is created. Okay, so as you can see, we have only read-only access, so I should be able to perform all the actions like reboot and all. Okay, but let me try to restrict it with the policy that we have created. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is for our DB admin group, okay, I will be removing this policy and I'll be attaching a policy for, let me find out the latest policy. Forgot its name, but because we can get that. Yeah, so this was the one that we want to attach. All right. So I'll attach this policy. Let's check the policy attributes. One is the department and environment is protection. Okay. So should be able to reboot and start and stop instance. Let me tweak this policy a little bit. What I'm gonna do is I'll put it as a development over here. So because our user is having a tag of production. Okay. Now let me try. Okay. So I click on this, and as you can see, Jack is not authorized to perform a reboot instance on this. Okay. So now let me try to change the tag to DB admins. Okay. Save. I'll now try to reboot the instance. And this time it should work. As you can see, this time it is working. Okay. So this is how the role-based and attribute-based access control works in AWS. Okay. So that's it for this session. Thanks for watching this video. Do like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.